Let's take a closer look at a compensation challenge that many organizations encounter: wage compression. At first glance, it may seem like a simple pay issue, but in reality, wage compression is deeply tied to how employees perceive fairness, value, and growth within an organization. When left unaddressed, it can quietly erode trust and impact the overall employee experience. Wage compression occurs when there is little to no meaningful difference in pay between employees, even when there are clear differences in experience, skills, or tenure. In a well-aligned compensation system, pay should reflect growth over time. But when compression occurs, that progression becomes unclear, and the connection between experience and pay begins to weaken. A common example is when a new hire is brought in at a salary that closely matches or even exceeds that of an existing employee who has been in the role for several years. From a business perspective, this may be necessary to stay competitive in the market, but from an employee's perspective, it can feel like their experience and loyalty are not being recognized. So why does wage compression happen? One of the primary drivers is market demand. When certain skills are in short supply, organizations often need to offer higher starting salaries to attract qualified candidates. At the same time, existing employees may be receiving smaller, incremental increases. Over time, this creates a gap between external market pay and internal pay progression, leading to compression. The impact on employees can be significant. When individuals see little difference in pay despite differences in experience, it can raise questions about fairness and recognition. This can lead to decreased motivation, reduced engagement, and a sense that growth within the organization is not being fully rewarded. For organizations, the effects extend beyond individual employees. Wage compression can lead to higher turnover, particularly among experienced employees who feel undervalued. It can also impact team dynamics, create tension, and ultimately affect performance and culture. Addressing wage compression requires a proactive and balanced approach. Organizations may need to adjust compensation for employees whose pay no longer reflects their experience or contribution. At the same time, it's important to be intentional about future pay decisions, ensuring that new offers and internal increases remain aligned over time. A strong compensation strategy plays a critical role in preventing and addressing wage compression. This includes creating clear guidelines for how pay is determined, based on factors like experience, skills, performance, and tenure, and applying those guidelines consistently. Transparency also matters. When employees understand how pay decisions are made, it helps build trust and confidence in the system. At the end of the day, wage compression is more than a technical issue. It's a human one. It directly impacts how employees feel about their work, their growth, and their future within the organization. When organizations address it thoughtfully, they don't just fix pay. They strengthen trust, improve engagement, and create a more equitable workplace.